Hey everybody, welcome back to the Airsoftology Q&A show, the show that answers your questions, helps you out in a pinch, and is here to demystify all of the crazy questions in the airsoft world. I'm your host, Jonathan Higgs, and welcome back. It's been a hot minute, actually. It's been a while since we've done this. I've been so busy with all the shows like IWA, and when IWA is coming up, we got SHOT Show back. I've been doing my travel planning. So many things going on. I'm in Taiwan, if you didn't know, been so chill on the coronavirus. If you guys know, that's kind of like the thing over here. I'm sure it's all over the news, everywhere, global. We're good, we're okay, don't worry, I'm being safe, mask when I go out, all that good stuff. But yeah, it's just been insane, and a big build up for 2020 this year. Actually, I've got a lot of stuff, a lot of videos getting ready to come in for you. I mean, I have a pile of stuff ready. I'm so excited, but we'll talk about that later. Make sure if you guys haven't done it, hit the subscribe button here on the channel, notification bell, and if you like this, give me one of these guys. Give me a thumbs up on the channel. By the way, if you want to support the channel, really support it and get something cool in return, I have a web store with a bunch of morale patches. I got like these cool tactical corgis. I got, like something like that. And I got, if I do it the right way, yeah, they're like these. I've got a bunch of different patches, and these are like 4 of like 20 I have up there on the site. So if you're into morale patches collecting, got them on there, free shipping worldwide. So you can go check it out, free shipping anywhere. So the price you see is what you get. By the way, link below or in the corner. Aside from that, this is your show. Remember, your questions from the comment section below become part of the show for this coming week. And I've got a lot of good ones from you guys and gals, and also a video recommendation of the week of another YouTuber that is doing something in the airsoft world that also comes from you guys and gals. Anyway, enough about all that. Let's dive on into what you're really here for, and that's your questions in the Megastore mail call. Ajax writes, in my country of actual training where airsoft is like an after-school hobby, and there are in group tactical practice learning teamwork and weapons handling. What are your thoughts? Should airsoft be made more of a sport like, say, soccer, basketball, and others? I know in some universities this is actually a thing. Like, there's actually airsoft teams in some colleges. As for high school, I'm not sure if it could be a sanctioned sport. I mean, I guess it really depends on where you live, what country you're in, and the laws around airsoft and all of that. I know some cities and some states, like United States, some countries, it's 18 and up. So I don't know how that would work with all of that. Just something to kind of balance out and think about. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of it. It really comes down to the laws. But with that said, I would love to see this. I think there's a lot of people that don't understand what airsoft is. They think it's people running around with guns. I hear the question all the time from a lot of the newer players. Oh, I'm trying to talk my parents into letting me play. They think it's scary or bad, and I want to get into it. How can I convince them? And I think it comes down to, they look like guns, yes. And sure, we put some gear on, but not everybody does. I mean, you got people from the Speedsoft world, you're wearing like paintball masks and like sporting type equipment and brightly colored guns, and you're running fast and you're playing. It's more look like a soccer player than anything else. And then you got the milsim side, which is military, but again, it's about teamwork, as you mentioned. It's about group, working together with other people, as I said, teamwork, and then also tactics. It's about athleticism. I mean, it's not easy. You go out and play airsoft, especially if you play hard, you can really drain your energy. I mean, I've had some days where I'm just like, oh, I'm spent, and you wake up the next day and you're sore, and you're like, boy, I need to go to the gym now. I really do. But yeah, for me, I think airsoft can be all those things. It's absolutely athletic, and I think it does. I always call it a spobby. This is kind of from Airsoft Unicorn Leah. She kind of called it a spobby. I've kind of picked it up and run with it from her. But yeah, it's kind of a sport and a hobby blended in one, because there is a competitive nature. It can be measured, like in Speedsoft, like SpeedQB, and it is athletic. So I think it does have its place if people can get past that notion of they look like guns and oh, it's a terrible thing, and get to something to actually where, it's a real sport, a real hobby, and it teaches great values. Larry Hanna writes, hey Jonathan, everybody asks so many great questions and I've learned so much from your channel since I started playing Airsoft 2 years ago, but I have more of a favor to ask. Could you scooch the bottom acoustic panel over a bit? It's kind of off, I think. Thanks for all you do. Keep up the great questions, everyone. So you're thinking of this one here. I did move it a little bit. Like there's a gap. I tried to make the gaps. What makes it look a little off, it's optical illusion, because I have a light that's back here. I don't know if you can see it like bouncing off my hand, and the one that makes my hair shine. Here you go. I'll kind of cover it up. You can see the changes in my hair there. That will cast a light against that and make it look like it's longer this way because it's going to throw a shadow on it that way. That's how you get the texture back here. But yeah, I think that could be it. But I did move it a little bit. I think those are closer now, a little off. You got like the eyes, you got like the OCD eyes. But yeah, that's it. And you know, thanks for the positive message, and thanks for watching the show. Jack Rob HP28 writes, hey, Mr. Higgs, I've been saving up money for an Umbrella Armory custom rifle. However, I've been seeing a lot of comments from fellow players that have reoccurring horror stories. Is there a place that I can read unbiased reviews for these guns? All right, as someone who's done a review and been to the Umbrella guys, the shop and all that, and used an Umbrella gun, I will give you both sides of the story. I'll be very honest with you. I'll give you the unbiased run. So for me, with an Umbrella gun, you are buying, and I tell people this all the time, you are buying not a sports car. You're not like, if we're gonna go to cars, I always go to cars when I'm comparing, because I think it's something universal for everybody. You get a regular car. You're gonna go buy like, you know, Lancer gun and G&G, combat machines, whatever. You're gonna buy a Honda Civic, right? That's what you're getting. You're gonna get like a Honda or a Honda, you know, Accord or whatever they call it in your country, or a Toyota Corolla or Altis, it's what it's called here. You're getting a good, safe, basic car, like a Hyundai, right? You're going the safe bet. It's gonna work, it's gonna be good, it's gonna run, it's not gonna be a performance car. Then you step up to like the VFCs and some of the like the Crytacs and things like that, and you're moving into the territory of like BMWs, Mercedes, like that tier, right? Then there's other tiers throughout, like bespoke, custom gun shops. Then you get to Umbrella, and these guys are like building Formula One race cars or NASCAR, right? That's where you land when you are looking at making the investment in one of those. Now, the best way, and this is why I like doing the car thing, is when you get to something of that level of performance, there is a level of maintenance involved. I mean, these machines are running at the very cutting or bleeding edge of airsoft technology. I mean, the ability to push these motors and everything, and they're put together just perfectly. Just like a Formula One car, just like a NASCAR. They actually build those cars before every race. There's a reason they build those cars before every race. They tear them down and build them back up so they can be perfect. And the technicians that build them are experts. You know, don't get me wrong, car mechanic at the Honda dealership does a great job. But to be a pit guy for a NASCAR crew, you gotta have your like game to the top, right? You're the best of the best. And that's where Umbrella falls. Now you pay for it, but then also you're going to be dealing with a Formula One race car. And I think people buy it, it's like, well, I just spent over $1,000. This gun should last me forever. And you're actually buying a performance machine. It's going to require maintenance and tuning and things like that. That's why they have a warranty. And you need to be prepared that when it's not performing box fresh, like there's dust and dirt and all these things that can get in there. And sometimes the tolerances on a regular airsoft gun, you could get some dust and gunk in there, and it's not going to change the performance that much because it's performing, you know, on average, right? It's doing like what most guns do. But when you get something involved, like a little bit of foreign debris or something in there in one of the Umbrella guns, you can see that because you're used to near perfection with every single trigger pull. So that's what you're looking at with this, is I think the expectation is a lot higher, and there is a maintenance piece involved, and that's it. And when you deal with those issues, I feel like the people that buy those guns are buying them because maybe they're not a great tech, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like you need to expect that you might be sending your gun off to get tuned back up every now and then by the experts to be ready for the next race. And you can't expect it to be great for all that time. And that's it. And also don't forget too, there's also failures of components. I mean, these guys can put the best parts in there. Parts do fail. I mean, that just happens, right? Again, why they have a warranty. So I think it's just an expectation thing. When you're buying at that level, you're now at the Formula One race car, you know, and you may need this thing rebuilt every now and then to keep it at tip top, that ultimate high level percentage. And I think a lot of times you see a lot of the airsofters using their guns, and you don't really know that they're sending those back every 4 or 5 games or whatever. I don't know, I'm just making up numbers now. So often to get tuned back up and to have them running at top performance. So they work great on the camera. I mean, that's great, that's what I would do. And if I had one, I'd be sending it back to get tuned up if it's part of my maintenance plan. So that's just me. So keep in mind, that's what you're dealing with when you deal with Umbrella and those really top tier tuning sites, that you're buying something very different than an out of the box AEG. All right, that's it for questions this week, which means it is time for the Code Red Headsets video recommendation of the week. And by the way, go check out Code Red Headsets. They got some really good stuff. I know they're a sponsor, but like their stuff actually sounds good and made better. I mean, there's a reason I put them on the channel as a sponsor. Like, so go give them a click. I've got a link down below. But anyway, this one comes from Cameron Hoyt, and he's like, man, check out JayceeJuice. She's a great content creator and she deserves more love. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen Jaycee in forever. So I met Jaycee actually a couple years ago at Airsoft Con. I think it was the first time, or maybe even prior to that. Great personality, bubbly, just like full of energy. I know SHOT Show, I think too, I met her. Maybe that was the first time I saw her a few years back, like 3 years ago. Just full of energy. She's a streamer. She does Twitch streaming. She does a lot of gaming stuff, some Minecraft, some first-person shooter stuff, and she plays Airsoft. So I'm gonna have her Airsoft channel up here, or the Airsoft video from her channel up there. She's got a lot of stuff, a lot of vlogs, and of course she rotates through all this, does a lot of Twitch streaming, things like that to keep herself going. But all in all, a great, very diverse creator. Someone who's not 100% Airsoft focused, but does have Airsoft mixed in with everything. She's fun on the battlefield, and like I said, full of energy and loves to play hard. So definitely a channel worth watching and looking at, and one I've never actually recommended here on the channel before, so it's a fresh one. And you guys and gals put up some great ones, by the way. I had to like look at like 5 or 6 I'd saved. I'm like, oh, should I do this one or this one or this one? These are all great. I've got some saved for next week. There's one I saw like 4 or 5 of you recommended that I've never talked about before, so I'm gonna get that one in for next week's video on that. By the way, don't forget, if you guys want to join the Airsoftology family, hit the sub button, make sure to hit the notification bell so you get notified for all this stuff, and you'll see when the next videos come out. And as always, thank you so much for coming here and spending the 15 or so minutes, or however long it is, with me this week on our Q&A show. I can't wait to see your questions for next week. So until next time, go out, play some Airsoft, have some fun, but no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.